Good day, everyone. I'm so happy to be here with you once again. Um, so just to clarify, I wasn't supposed to be here, but I'm representing the country manager for Microsoft in Nigeria, who Ola Williams, who is unavoidably absent, and she has requested that I come speak to you. So just know that Microsoft loves you, and we are here to give you the best. So I'm going to, I don't know if the slides can come up, but I hope you've all had an interesting period here, each and every one of you. And we have AI ambassadors here for Nigeria, for Africa, for the world. I want to see the excitement on your faces. Like, we have ambassadors, AI ambassadors for Nigeria. Okay, interesting. So my talk today is not going to be technical. For those who know, I'm a technical person. I love very technical things. And I know most of you here love technical things. But what I'm going to talk about, I feel is a lot more important than technical things because we really want to empower people. We really want everyone to be able to, no matter where you are, to be able to do what you're meant to do. So I'm going to be talking about skilling intervention, Microsoft AI skilling intervention. So if there's anything you're going to leave here with, is how will you get skilled? How will you tell your siblings at home? How will you tell your community to get skilled for AI? I've structured it just because this is AI. One thing you know about AI is that we are all data driven, right? If there's anything you're going to take away from all the sessions that you've had, is that you don't make anecdotal decisions, more like hearsay, right? So there's always the data to back up whatever you're saying, right? Every one of us here, you're living with that mindset, right? That you need data to support your insights. And so I'm going to share with you Microsoft thought leadership around AI scaling. Everything that you've learned, I'm very sure you've seen how AI can help transform the world. Every one of us here will be living with an idea of how AI has transformed the world. From your session on Monday, even prior to this engagement, you've learned one way or the other that AI is transforming the world. The truth is this transformation is very, very rapid. In my next slide, I will tell you, just give you an insight into how fast it has been. But there is this challenge that comes with it. I don't know anyone here who is a bit anxious about the transformation, the pace of transformation for AI. Is there anyone here who is anxious? Okay, I'm seeing a few hands raised. Right. So the fact that we've seen the benefit of AI and the fact that we've seen some of the risk in AI, there's this dissonance, right? People are getting anxious. So one thing I want us to leave here is to see an opportunity for us to address this challenge. How do we transform this anxiousness to curiosity, right? The other point that I want to raise, one of the challenges, because AI has become so ubiquitous and present in everything we do, how do we then empower people, everyone, to be able to use AI in the new world? And then, I know if I will ask you that, like, what skills do you know? I'm pretty sure you must have discussed around the skills that you need for AI. But one of the major challenges, what skills and tools do people need to get there, given that it's affecting every part of our lives? I don't know whether we've thought about the first, second, and third industrial revolution. If one has taken time to look through it, the 17th, 18th, and 19th century, right? You will notice something about those. Like it took very long time for people, for it to get to most part of the world, right? What you're seeing in the third industrial revolution, which is more around the ICT, is that you're seeing mobile phone, internet, Facebook getting up to 100 million users. This was very fast. If you're looking at what happened in the first and second industrial revolution, it was a lot slower. It was more like localized. Africa was not even counted as part of those who benefited from it, right? But you're seeing this massive trend. We're seeing the likes of generative AI getting up to 100 million users in 2 months. As AI evangelists that you all are now, is there anything that you can deduce from this? Is there any insight to say this is expected, this rapid rise? Just to give you a case in point, like the life of mobile phone, late 1970s, early 80s, internet around the 1980, 89 and the rest, that's when it became prevalent. Facebook around 2004. But you're seeing that there seem to be a correlation, right? You will most likely not use, if you have a mobile phone, you most likely have internet on it, right? If you have internet and you have a mobile phone, one of the applications that you have might be Facebook, right? So it kind of means that these technology are supporting that democratization of these solutions. So if I have mobile phones, internet, Facebook getting up to 100 million users, it then means if I develop something that will run on them, I can actually get to 100 million users in seconds. So I really do not need much of statistics to help me know that this is expected. And so if we're having Gen AI get to that point where 100 million users are adopting it, it means that going forward, we should be expecting to reach 100 million users in hours, in minutes, in seconds. Are you scared about this? Yeah, because if we're getting technologies that are moving rapidly, it means maybe the skill I'm learning today might be outdated tomorrow, right? So, and I'm saying this, I'm setting the background so that you get to know why it is super important to follow the trend and to get empowered. And so, for most people who are adopting AI, there are a couple of things that have come to them. This is the DSN for those who are working. The knowledge workers who kind of generate information. About 90% of them see that they save time. And me, I can attest to that. I do a whole lot of things using Copilot, right? And I get to do, like, I can't remember when I go to the browser and I type to look for information, right? Conversationally, I'm saving a lot of time by using Copilot. And I'm getting to focus on my work. So most people are doing that. And then 83% of people are also enjoying their work because you kind of have AI is going to replace the job, but we're seeing this too. And one thing that most people are reluctant to accept is, I like this point, 52% are reluctant to admit using AI for most important jobs. Have you ever tried to use ChatGPT to do a work and then you know, when you copy it and paste it, there's this font, there's this shape it has, and you get to remove it so that nobody knows that it came from. Have you ever tried to do that? Yeah. We are all among these 52%, right? Right? And we also have people worry that using it kind of mean that you're replaceable. So this is this one that comes. People see the value. People are also scared of what this can do. What about those who are employing us? our leaders, what do we see? 66% of leaders wouldn't hire someone without AI skills. Without AI skills. So I'm really giving you one skill that you should know, you should have now, so that you get hired. 71% of them prefer experienced candidate with AI less experienced candidate with AI over experienced candidate without AI. Okay, so if you know AI, you're already a step ahead. You have that head start. And then they will also take early career talents and give them more responsibilities when they have AI. But there is also that other part of it that they do at the same time. Only 39% of people globally who use AI at work have gotten a training. So even though leaders know that AI is super important, leaders are not investing a whole lot in training people who are in AI. And also, leaders are scared that they won't get the talent in the nearest future. Are we seeing any opportunity in what we are seeing here? So, I know you spent 5 days here, so I'm looking at you as no more beginners, but intermediate and experts in AI. Which means whenever you see number, you will always be looking for that opportunity. What should you do with these numbers you're seeing? These are the opportunities for everyone here and the people you're going to see out there. Professionals aren't waiting for official guidance or training. They are building skills independently now. How many of you built your skill independently? Like, please, show of hands. I really want to see, like, whether this is correct. How many of you were taught AI in school? Very few, right? Right? So we are seeing that the learners, and I'm saying this, I know I did AI in my PhD, right? But I learned a whole lot of things after my PhD, right? So those who are going to fill this gap in the employment space, those who are going to solve the problem, are people who take learning by themselves. It is moving so fast, nobody is going to write a curriculum for you. Because by the time the curriculum is finished, it would have been outdated. So you need to follow the trend on your own. And thank you, DSN, for the opportunity that you've given everybody here. Maybe I shouldn't have shown this slide. How do I go back? Yeah, I know I wasn't supposed to show this, but I should have asked you a question first. In your stay here, what skills do you think you need to use AI? Like, show of hands. I know I showed my own slide, but nothing says mine is the correct one. Right? There are no right or wrong answers. Analytical thinking. Yeah. I don't know whether you saw my slide, but okay. Thank you. Any other skill? Yeah.
Ethics.
Cool. Nice.
Cybersecurity.
Cool. Cybersecurity, okay. Programming. Problem solving. Okay. Teamwork and collaboration. Like, I can confidently say that you guys are experts in AI. No, for real, I'm being serious about this, right? What I expected you guys to say is that I must know how to write code A, B, C, D. I must be the expert in Python or the expert in, like, that was, I believe if I go to an uninformed, and I'm not using it in any derogatory team, that's what I would expect them to say. But your answers give me the confidence that you're ready for the market. And so look at what I have here. Analytical judgment, flexibility, speaking to your teamwork and the rest. Emotional intelligence, also about teamwork and how you interact with people. Creative evaluation, intellectual curiosity, bias detection and handling, AI delegation, prompt engineering. In general, all this speaks to intelligence, right? That's all they speak to. Which means for you to use artificial intelligence, the skill you need is intelligence. That's all you need, right? So, and we are all intelligent here, so we have that innate ability to use. It's only for us to then apply it. That's all we need. So these are really the skills that you need for artificial intelligence. Moving forward, how do we then bring everybody along the way? For me, aside all those backgrounds that I've said, this is what I want every one of you to take home and live with and run with and practice. I don't know who here knows about the mission of Microsoft, but I will say it. It is, okay, somebody already knows. Okay.
To empower the world.
Cool. He said to empower the world, right? Which really to empower every person and every organization on the planet, the world, to achieve more. That is really the mission. And that is still what Microsoft is doing here through the AI skill, to say AI has become everybody's business. And so we should help everybody to scale up in AI. I don't know if you can play this. Is it possible? Do you have audio? Yeah. There's no audio. Okay. So what this video is showing is primarily how people. Yeah, if you can play it, that's fine. I will just speak. You can.
Upside down in my life.
I'm trying to think about what do I want and what do I want my life to look like.
I always wanted to be creative, show something new to people, and inspire them.
I definitely want to work in the AI field because we know how much impact it has around the world.
I learned about the upskilling program and I thought, what do you have to lose?
I signed up for the Microsoft Skills for Jobs program. Wow, what a journey, what an experience it's been.
The focus of the program is on technology skilling, the things that will help them do a job better or actually get a job.
I've learned entrepreneurship, software development, systems admin, generative AI, especially Copilot. It just simplifies life.
Using AI has made me so much faster. It really expands the scope of the things that you can be good at.
It's really helpful to have the support of Microsoft. They give the opportunity for everybody.
There are going to be a bunch of people coming out with really great new careers that are really well paying, that have these cutting edge skills, that have room for growth. It really is life transforming.
I am currently employed thanks to this program.
I myself get placed in my first internship experience. It's given that hope for me.
In the future, I want to work in the industry of traveling or advertisement because those two domains use a lot of AI.
Education has a huge transformative role to play everywhere.
It was a bright light in a very dark time.
I'm more confident.
I've learned the ability to never give up, the ability to stop doubting yourself. If you want something, go for it.
Can you? Okay, I have my voice back. This is a short video on how the Microsoft skill for job has changed lives, right? And how you, because I'm showing this so that you also see how you're going to use this going forward. So what Microsoft has done, especially in the world of AI, around empowering everyone to leverage the skill of AI, is training over 12 million people in AI. over 12 million people. So the idea was to get them trained in AI. The target was 10 million by 2024, but right now they've surpassed that and have a new target of having 25 million people trained. DSN has 1 million, right? So I believe we are already part of this 25 million, or the previous 12 million that were trained, and we need to add more. So as AI evangelist, whatever you're going to learn today that I'm going to show, which is the most important thing I'll show to you, shouldn't live with you alone, right? If you know about AI research, if you don't publish your AI research work, you know, when we used to do research then, you can take your time and you're trying to make it look very good. But you'll still end up publishing it and it will get recognized. But in AI today, if you don't share what you have, it will be very late that when you're publishing it, it doesn't make sense. Like, people have moved on, right? So there's no hoarding of information, right? So whatever you're going to learn here, tell it to the next neighbor, tell it to your friends, your families at home. Even your grandparents, they also need to learn. But how do we do this? How are you able to get this? Is that Microsoft makes sure that this learning is at your fingertip. So it's direct to the learners. You're not going to be paying any subscription. It is direct to you and free. And I need to emphasize that part. I know the economy will run it. It is free, right? And the idea is to use the industry and then empower every worker in the industry to be ready for AI. Talking to industry leaders, talking to institutions, right? To ensure that the students that are produced are empowered to unlock the power of AI. Also talking to non-profit organizations, right? The likes of DSN and the rest, to reach the underserved. For those who are in the profit-making business, they might not care much about the underserved, but you see the non-profit, the civil society reaching the underserved. So leveraging the reach of the non-profit organizations to reach out to everyone. And then finally, the government. No matter what we do, if we don't have the supporting, a supporting government, a supporting civil service, we will always have that big hurdle to scale. So working with the government to ensure that the workforce are all empowered. These are all through learning content and tools, to training programs, and also sharing insights that will guide or shine a light on the path that you should go. Expanding these core offerings, I'm going to mention what Microsoft offers, and this is not exhaustive, so there are other solutions. Well, I just highlighted this one so that you have something to run with. For the learning content and tool, this is the one I expect you to look at. Consider these ones as the most important. For you, AI Skill Navigator. These are all things that you can find on the internet, but I'll show you here before we go to the internet to look for them. The Microsoft Learn. Who here knows the AI Skill Navigator? Or has heard of it before? Wow. So we all have something new that will not stay with you. The AI Skill Navigator is your go-to tool. That's the one I'll concentrate on, but you will see how to use it. Who has used Microsoft Learn? I know that many people should have used that one. Yeah, cool. And the LinkedIn Learning, that's also very well. For organizations, we have the global engagement, activation, and in-depth training. For these ones, we have what we call the Enterprise Skill Initiative. For those who are working for companies, Microsoft has this Enterprise Skill Initiative that they use to support the workforce, employees, to get empowered. From an AI standpoint, they have programs for AI. Who here is a lecturer? Cool. Who here is an active student? Cool. So Microsoft has this Microsoft Learn for educators and innovative educator experts. For those who are teaching, like I mentioned before, that if you want to create a curriculum for AI, you might be on your table and the world has moved on, right? So it means for you to teach AI, aside the theoretical part, there is always the applied part, right? So how do you then empower your students to be able to go through this applied skilling? You see that in the Microsoft Learn for Educators and Innovative Educator Expert. For you to use this, you will have to have a school account, right? And then you create and you have what you can give your students, and they're learning and they get appraised, right? So this is something that anyone that is a student that has a school account should have an account here, and then use that to train others and also get trained. Then the passport to earning. This is a collaboration between Microsoft and UNICEF to empower the youth, the young ones in the underserved communities for AI too. Then there are other insights, right? AI talent index, what trend index, the economic graph. These are all, if you read about all this, these are research work that Microsoft has done and we're publishing for people to learn about the trend. Where should you focus on? Where's the work going? Where is the workforce going? How can you stay in sync with the trend? So these three, I advise that you all read about them, right? I also shared a link that contains all of them that you can click, and then you have access to them. For the one that is like the most interesting part of all those things is you can search for it here too, like aka the MS AI Skills Navigator. This is really how is what is going to enable you learn about AI in a guided way. Because the field is very vast, you might not know where to start. Like you can be reading, I had this friend that I tried to coach on AI. And then he came back one day and said, like, I don't think, he mentioned that he felt he was learning everything. Like he wanted to like focus on one thing, one small thing. And like there were just a whole lot of things that the more he tried to understand, the more he just found out that there was just a whole lot to learn. And that might happen to a whole lot of you here when you go to Microsoft Learn to learn, right? Because there's just a whole lot of content there. It is super, super confusing. So how do you know what to learn? How are you guided to learn? That is what the AI Skill Navigator is. To guide you through using Microsoft Learn so that you acquire the right skills that you need, right? So everyone here that is using Microsoft Learn, you can use the AI Skill Navigator for it. This is how the AI Skill Navigator is. If you're on your phone PC, you can type the aka.ms/AI Skills Navigator. You will notice there's this AI-powered assistant. This is still AI in the tool itself that will then create a guided question for you to know your skill level, what you're interested in, what do you want to apply AI in, and then curate the Microsoft Learn content that you're going to go through. And then you can then follow it systematically to then get empowered. So anyone that is learning, like from beginner and the rest, you can just start playing around it right now and see what this will offer you. This is the part I said I'm going to share also. So the slides, they already have the slides. I believe you have a way of getting the slide with all the links to all the documents that you need, right, to get all the trainings that you require for work going forward. I said for me to close, I would like to at least show you how the AI Skill Navigator looks. And please, folks, I really want you to start typing the AI Skill Navigator. I don't know whether it's still showing here, but let me get the link back for folks that didn't see it. That should be that one there. Well, I don't have the link to join. I don't know if it was created for Teams. But has anyone here seen the AI skill navigator? You have? Okay. So there is this, if you've seen the AI skill navigator, there is this Copilot tool that will guide you. It will ask you about your skill level and then guide you through, ask you about what you want to use AI for, and then guide you and then create the courses that you're going to learn. So I want us to go through it and see how to use it. I don't have it up here. I've just shown to everyone, but I don't have the meeting sent to me. Is it working for anyone? It's working. So if it's working for you, please, it is free. So within the Microsoft Learn, I hope for you to use the Microsoft Learn, you would have created your own Microsoft account. That's the only thing you need to use Microsoft Learn. Unlike that for education, for the educators, then you need the school account. But for Microsoft Learn, you only need your Microsoft account. For that, do you know that all your learnings, you actually have badges that you can also use to apply for jobs? Do you all know that? So for all those who will be asking you, how many years work experience do you have, right? That's something that you can table for the person to know how enlightened you are in AI. Okay? And it is very practical. This is not, it's not theory that you just go talk about, but this is it's something that you go through it, you have hands-on, you see how it is applied from an architectural standpoint, from a problem-solving standpoint. See how everything is applied end to end. So everyone here, right, should use the AI Navigator to create the skill, whatever you need to learn, and also use it, Microsoft Learn, to learn. I would have shown you my own profile to show you that I'm in Microsoft, but every day I'm using the Microsoft Learn because there's always something new to learn. Always. Because I have thousands, tens of thousands of hours of learning that is coming from Microsoft Learn. So every one of you must learn these new skills as they come up. Okay, while I'm waiting for them to pick up, do you have any questions? I try to be as explicit as possible, but do you have any question to ask while we wait for this screen to come up?
Yeah, thank you, sir. I want to ask, how can, as a student that is ready to learn from all these Microsoft platforms, like Azure platforms, with the issue of accounts, because we have to have Microsoft accounts, and of present, I think they limited the access to $100. And immediately you finish consuming it, then you won't have access to do a lot of things, and we still have to learn. Most of the schools, especially in Nigeria here, I think there's nothing to write home about concerning that. How can we maneuver ourselves in learning?
Okay. Thank you very much for that question. Like, it's an interesting question, and I also use a kind of subscription to learn too. And I get your concern around the exhausting $100 in a short period of time. In my position, right, I can't speak to that amount getting big because it's above my pay grade, right? To say I'm going to commit to having that amount increased, right? But what I will advise you, I don't know how you use the $100. What I'll advise you is most of the learnings, most of the tools that Microsoft has in the cloud, you have the free options. So let me say you want to provision a document intelligence solution. There is that free version of it. So always go for the free one so that you preserve your $100 for the things that you really need to pay for, right, in your learning. And also, one of the things that you will learn, especially if you are going to be working for a company, is cost optimization, because whatever you have in the cloud, you have to be paying for it, whether you're using it, whenever you're using it. And depending on the kind of thing you provision, you're always advised, if you go through any lab, to remove all the resources that you've deployed so that you don't get to incur costs and eat into the $100. So just learn that practice to anything that you've done and you've completed the work, delete it so it stops eating into your $100. That would be, from a management standpoint, how I will ask you to optimize how you use the $100, right? But in that value, there is really nothing, me as a person, but I can take your feedback to say, this is one of the feedback, $100 is not enough, we need more for learning. Okay. Okay, I'm sharing my screen, but for some reason, I have to reshare then. Okay. Let me reshare then. Okay. So what you're seeing right now is the Microsoft skill for job, right? In the if I search for Microsoft skill for job, it will take me to this site that will show me all the skills that are available, not just AI in this case, but all the skills. So things like AI skills, sustainability skills, cybersecurity skills. Someone mentioned the skills about cybersecurity. But on the top banner, you're also going to see, are you looking to learn or build AI skills? This is what will take you to the skill navigator. So if you're already in the skill navigator, the AI skills navigator, this is where you're going to land, this page. And I believe this is where each and every one of us landed. If you're on this page, you will then see where you can ask the question, like, how can I build AI for job? Right? So this is you asking the question interactively. It will bring up a sidebar to say, how are you hoping to leverage AI? So I want to use AI to boost my productivity. How many people here want to use AI to boost productivity? Okay. So if that is what you want to do, you have to click on that. I want to use AI to build AI solutions. I want to build AI solutions to leverage its power to solve complex problems. And I believe a whole lot of people here will want to use that to solve complex problems. So depending on the one you like, you can choose, and you can always come back to it if you want to do something else. So here I'm choosing I want to use AI to solve complex problems. And then it will ask you, what is your AI experience? Are you a beginner? Are you an intermediate or advanced? When we started on Tuesday, most of you were beginners. Now you've gone to intermediate and advanced. I hope so. Yeah, but that's just by the way. Having that foundational skill is super important, so you can always start with beginner. Okay. So here I'm selecting beginner. Okay. And then as a beginner, what are you hoping to learn? I am new to the concept of AI. Help me understand the basics. So this is like one area. Help me understand the basics. Like everybody here should understand the basics. So I'm choosing that one. I'm new, and help me understand the basics. And then here are a few parts designed to help you. So it designs a learning path for you, and they say this is what you're going to do to learn how to use AI. And you can always come back in case you want to learn about something else, so that you have that guided path and not go to Microsoft Learn and not know whether to go left, right, center. Okay? Use this to curate the content that you're going to learn. And so it has designed this course, Introduction to Generative AI, which I can then get started with. If I click on it, it takes me to the Microsoft Learn, which I believe you're used to. But this is the AI Navigator will guide you on how you use the Microsoft Learn to get the skills you need. So if you look at this point, so if you look at this this area, you will see sign in. So this is where you always create your own Microsoft account, so that whatever thing you're doing will be recorded. If you don't, whatever you're learning won't be saved, and so you can't access it after. You can't see your progress afterwards. So always sign in here with your Microsoft account. If you don't have one, create one, and then you can always use that. This is like a sample of let me just show you my own environment. Like I have 28,000, almost 30,000 points so far. And once you log in, you can always go to your profile, right, to see all the things that you've been doing. It comes in the form of badges. When you complete things, it comes in the form of badges. So you're going to see your badge and all the certifications. If you have certifications, if you have credentials, you're going to see all of them here. This is like one of the badge that I have. So if I click on this badge, sorry, I wasn't clicking on the badge. So I just want to show you a sample of how the badge, when you're done, when you have the badge, how it will look like, and then you can use that to. So I'm just printing out a badge, and then let me see how it shows up here. So this is how the badge will look like. Your username has completed this, and will be signed by the Microsoft CTO, so CEO. So you already have a credential. You can post on LinkedIn or add to your job, right? So this will give you that. The other part that I mentioned, which is for those who are in school, right? For those who to empower your students with the AI skills. So this is the Microsoft Learn for Educators. So when you have the Microsoft, you can just search for it, Microsoft Learn for Educators. In the slide, you will see the link. And then you will have to sign in. If you want to create a profile, I must put an institution email for me to use to create a profile. I'm no more in school, so I cannot create a profile for myself. But since you have your school email accounts, you can use that to create a profile and then start using this to learn as an educator and to also give students AI skills to learn. Okay. So I've been told that I have 5 more minutes. This is the end of my presentation, and I hope you enjoyed the knowledge you gained today. So I'll let folks ask questions that you have, either in what I've shown so far, or in your general knowledge of your general quest for knowledge on AI. That is fine by me.
So much more to digest, right? Can we appreciate Dr. Nnanna once more? Thank you very much, sir, for your time. Really appreciate.